Hillary Clinton said many times and still claims, quote,
let me just repeat what I have repeated for many months now. I never received nor sent any material that was marked classified.
Unquote. Could this possibly be true? And if so, how? What follows is an analysis of whether that statement could have been true based on Hillary Clinton's own disclaimer, plus FBI reports and sworn depositions of State Department staff recorded as part of Freedom of Information Act lawsuits. During the Comey hearings, Congressman Trey Gowdy said, "As prosecutor, I'd rather have an exculpatory statement than a confession." Yet Hillary said repeatedly, "I never received nor sent any material that was marked classified." But Hillary is a lawyer and a Clinton. So, like Bill Clinton's depends on your definition of is, Hillary's words must be parsed very carefully. The truth of her statement depends on her interpretation of marked classified. Only if Hillary had all her email classification markings removed could her statement be technically true. The FBI's recently declassified reports of their investigations and interrogation of Hillary Clinton are authentic, classified documents with appropriate classification markings, including an individual classification marking for every portion or paragraph. This document had portion classified secret no foreign, meaning that no foreign national was allowed to view it, because the header marking, which denotes the highest level of information in the document, is secret no foreign. The FBI investigation actually showed Hillary's statement to be mostly technically true, because they found that most classified messages on her server had all of their classification markings removed or deleted. But unfortunately for Hillary, the State Department staff members whose job it was to remove classification markings did an imperfect job. The FBI found several altered emails that still had isolated C in the parenthesis portion classification markings that had not been removed. So Hillary Clinton's disclaimer is a lie. Indeed, it is a self-admission of guilt. And when the FBI asked Hillary about those residual C markings, Hillary, after 8 years in the White House, 8 years as a senator on the Armed Forces Committee, and 4 years as Secretary of State, answered that she did not know that C meant confidential. How could someone so brain-dead possibly be allowed to serve as President of the United States of America? And then her running mate, Tim Kaine, doubled down on her lie by excusing her deleted classification markings as improper labeling. Improper, Tim? Yes, indeed. How about criminal? But even more important than the emails themselves is how the unmarked classified emails got on Hillary's server. For that, we should examine the security systems in Hillary's Department of State and how Hillary misused them. Our government's basic secured facility for classified information is known as a SCIF, or Secure Compartmented Information Facility, essentially an isolated island of highly secure workspace, surrounded by unsecure areas like hallways. By law, sensitive classified information is never allowed to leave the secure SCIF. And wireless devices such as cell phones or BlackBerries are not allowed inside a SCIF. So to use one, you must do so outside the SCIF in the unsecure hallway or other unsecure area. Officials and staff inside Hillary Clinton's State Department SCIFs were supplied with government terminals, PCs, some of which reportedly were connected to multiple government communications networks, both classified and non-secure. The workhorse government-wide email network called OpenNet provides email access to all government offices worldwide. OpenNet users can also exchange emails with addresses on the Internet. OpenNet is unclassified, and the most sensitive information allowed on it is for official use only. But Hillary was very aware that every email passing over OpenNet is captured and archived for FOIA records. Additionally, OpenNet reportedly also provides for direct access to the Internet for research purposes. There also were several classified networks available inside Department of State SCIFs. here represented collectively as ClassNet. These networks handle encrypted, classified information ranging from the lowest classifications level, confidential, portion marked C, secret, including the NF or no foreign qualifier seen on the preceding FBI document. And since much of the traffic over these secure networks includes ultra-sensitive information such as NSA intercepts, CIA intelligence, military plans, and satellite imagery, etc., the networks also handle top-secret classified information with qualifiers up to the extremely restricted SCI, which stands for Secure Compartmented Information Levels. Release of such restricted information could be extremely damaging to our nation, even including acts of war or literal matters of life and death. For example, in the State Department, all nations' embassies are known to conduct information gathering functions via agents or spies, and release of information regarding the whereabouts or identity of our agents could readily lead to their arrest, imprisonment, torture, or even death. Such State Department information is truly a life or death matter. Another top-secret life or death subject actually discussed and found on Hillary Clinton's server was nomination conferences, discussing which foreign terrorist leaders should be their next to be assassinated by a Hellfire missile fired from one of our drones. Truly a life or death matter. But as will be shown by her actions, protecting such life or death matters was of minimal importance to Hillary Clinton, compared to the fact that both classified and unclassified government email systems created archived records of all transactions transmitted on them as required by law. And Hillary Clinton was determined to leave no footprints behind, as will be evident by how she actually treated those systems. Here's a graphic representation of Hillary Clinton's Mahogany Row. State Department staff all had secure terminals in their SCIF offices. But Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton's desk was bare. As the FBI reported, there never was a terminal or fax in Secretary Clinton's office. Why? Because Hillary Clinton flatly refused to use any U.S. government terminal or system. Per depositions, the excuse made for Hillary by her attorney and chief of staff, Cheryl Mills, was HRC doesn't know how to use a computer. Only her BlackBerry. Imagine that. The smartest woman in the world doesn't know how to use a computer. Plus, as Ambassador Lukens, who supervised arrangements for Hillary's Mahogany Row, testified, Secretary Clinton refused to accept any state.gov email account. And she also refused to accept even a brief course of training to use state computer systems. That left her with only her BlackBerry, with her office in a SCIF, where BlackBerries and other wireless devices are not allowed. And that means she had zero access to the government system's information and people that she absolutely required to have in order to do business as Secretary of State. But Hillary had a plan. At home in New York, she had a private server connected to the internet and hosting her Clinton-owned domain, clintonemail.com. Now all she had to do was take her BlackBerry out to the unsecure hallway and voila, email. But that apparently got tiresome in a hurry. So she had the person in the office across the hall moved elsewhere and had security staff declare that office to be no longer inside the SCIF and as non-secure as the hallway or the sidewalk outside. Then she had a desk and a phone installed, and she was ready to do business with her unsecure BlackBerry. Next, to establish email contact with all of her far-flung government colleagues and underlings, all she had to do was send an email to everyone in her government contact list, using her clintonemail.com address as the return address. And bingo! She had full private email access to all of her government contacts, but as the FBI reported, although she was the State Department's top OCA or original classifying authority, Hillary Clinton never classified anything herself. Instead, she relied on career Foreign Service professionals to do it for her. And Hillary herself admitted that she never sent any material that was marked classified. But all emails sent via her private server totally bypassed all of the systems and users in the Department of State, including those other OCA career Foreign Service professionals. That apparently indicates that no email that Hillary Clinton originated and sent out across the world was classified or marked classified, no matter how sensitive the material. Unfortunately, the never sent part of her disclaimer may literally be true. True, but condemning. Now Hillary had the unclassified email contacts she needed, but that still left her with zero access to incoming information on the classified networks, and almost all State Department business is classified at some level. It is simply impossible to serve as Secretary of State without full access to incoming classified information. So how was Hillary's BlackBerry supplied with the unmarked classified information needed to do her job? Here's one logical sequence of illegal steps that would put a single unmarked top-secret email concerning assassination by drone on Hillary's unsecure server. First, someone must make an electronic, unauthorized copy of the classified message. Then, paste it into an unclassified system for editing. Next, the header marking must be deleted, and global search and replace used to delete the individual portion markings. Finally, now sanitized, it must be sent over the unsecure internet to Hillary's unsecure mail server. The complete flow of each classified email to Hillary's unsecure BlackBerry involved removing a classified copy to an unsecure system, removing the classification markings, and sending it over an unsecure internet for illegal storage on Hillary's unauthorized, unsecure server with its highly sensitive content intact and its classification markings completely erased. Then Hillary downloaded it via unsecure cellular radio to her unsecure BlackBerry. It is undeniable that each unmarked classified email that reached Hillary's BlackBerry involved at least 6 and probably 7 illegal acts. This planned illegal sequence did not happen accidentally or negligently. Rather, Hillary Rodham Clinton operated her Department of State as a planned, organized, criminal enterprise. Even worse, she established inside the State Department a classic espionage system, of which the old KGB would have been proud. Imagine having agents in our State Department sending classified documents with their markings removed to be stored on a vulnerable illegal server on the Internet, and having the Secretary of State herself download them to her unsecure BlackBerry and then lug it all over the world and lose 13 of them. That is the huge security hole we had in Hillary Clinton's State Department.